Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I'm Markham Vakil. The Nifty has closed at a new live high at 12,100 to be precise. We've seen gains coming in. Let's take a look at where these gains are coming from. Yes Bank advancing by 8% today. Ultratech Cement, SPI, a handful of names from the automotive sector, which includes Maruti Suzuki along with Tata Motors. HCI Technologies all advancing in trade. There isn't too much which is weighing down on the indices except for perhaps something like Bharti Infratel, Cipla or Larsen and Toubro. Let's look at the broader markets too, and there are more gainers than declines. 26 gainers, 27 gainers nearly for 23 losers. We have Adani Green Energy making an up move of 9% yet again. It's now at 126. We have Whirlpool of India advancing, Godfrey Phillips, RBL Bank, Care Ratings, Orient Refractories, all of them seeing good surge in, well, volumes too. On the losing end, we have Dish TV India, Viera Logistics and Himadri Specialty Chemicals locked in a lower circuit of 10%, but that's largely on account of profit taking after the kind of up move as we saw in the previous few sessions. Diwan Housing Finance, Coffee Enterprises and ITD Cementations among others. But let's get in some of these names which I have spoken about in focus, and I'm going to start off with RBL Bank. It did see some strength here, but I'm going to get in Yatin Mota to talk to us about the reason behind that. Yatin.
RBL Bank, one of the top gainers in the future and options segment, and clearly sources at this point in time are indicating that RBL Bank is looking to raise close to $200 million or 1,500 crores via share sale or equity issuance. Now, what we gather at this point in time that the management is looking at a preferential issue to a clutch of investors along with a QIP issue, and both put together, the company is looking to raise 1,500 crores. Of course, a lot of things depends on the pricing as well as the demand in the marketplace. But sources do indicate that IDFC Securities, who is the lead investment banker, has been able to convince a lot of institutional investors as well as conduct roadshows for RBL Bank the past few weeks, which have been quite successful, and the company or the private banker is most likely to raise a sum of close to 1,500 crores. According to BloombergQuint calculations, that would mean 9% odd kind of a dilution and a 200 basis points improvement in the capital adequacy ratio, which is little over 12% at this point in time. So clearly, this is a case of growth capital requirement for RBL Bank, and hence equity issue is most likely within a week from now.
Right, Yatin, thanks for getting us those updates. So that's RBL Bank, and the other bank which also advanced in trade today was Yes Bank. A couple of days ago, we understand that Yes Bank has offloaded its entire stake in Reliance Capital, which resulted into some gains. But more importantly, we understand that the Yes Bank will in a board meeting day after will consider raising funds, and that's the reason why we have seen advances to the tune of 8% in Yes Bank. It's not at 71, 72 around the recent highs that the bank has seen, but it's a gain of 8% all the same. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that one. And on that note, let's finally get in Sharath Dubey to talk to us about two other stocks that have made his list. Sharath, what do you have for us?
Hi Agam. The first stock is Tilak Nagar Industries. The stock went up almost 20% high after board actually approved a one-time settlement with SBI. So SBI has actually declared this bank as an NPA account. So basically, the company will settle almost 290 crore odd worth of dues against 102 crore payment. Now note, this is a one-time payment mechanism itself. And if you just pull up the debt chart, over the last 3 years itself, the debt levels have actually gone up, from almost 615 crore to standing at almost 815 crore rupees. So the balance sheet seems leveraged while we look, on the prima facie. Apart from this, earlier in the day, the company did approve, to raise almost 110 crores via the issue of preference shares, to pay out this debt repayment. The next stock is Credit Access Grameen. The stock was in focus today. The stock rose almost 5.1% up, its highest level seen in almost a week. Now, this is based on the news that the company has approved the acquisition of 76.2% stake in Mudra Finance Corporation, Mudra Finance Microfinance, for an amount of almost 666.4 crore rupees. So basically, this is an NBFC which deals in Tamil Nadu market, and it gives loans and finances to women. Centric audience. Apart from this, the acquisition is subject to approval from RBI, SEBI and other regulatory authorities as well. And this acquisition is supposed to be completed by the end of March FY20. I just want to look at the returns, since listings, the stock itself was high up, almost 5% up, and it has also posted its best month, since November last month. So November is actually looking good for the stock, and mind you, 2 more trading sessions are still left, and the stock has increased 22% this month itself, and today itself it rose by almost 5% before closing the day at around 779.5 mark. So these 2 stocks are actually buzzing in the space today. So this is what we have today.
Right, Sharad, thanks for getting us those 2 other stocks which are also in focus. And of course, as we move in to the final couple of days of the week, we're also keeping an eye on the economic data, which will have some implication on the markets. And on that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up. Stay tuned to BloombergQuint.